Hey guys, my name is Zohaib Asgar and today we're gonna learn how to make an item unlock system in Unity. Before we start, I would like to make it clear that this is not an in-app purchase tutorial, but it's about unlocking the items by the in-game collected stars or coins. So let's get started.
Well, as you can see, I've already made a test game for demonstration. Let's see what it does. Yes, it's just a cute little cat just trying to grab this star and land on this next platform. Great. Now, what you're going to do is going to place a skin button. On clicking that button, we're going to open a panel where you can select the other animal skins unlocked by these stars. So, let's duplicate this button, Control D, name it skin icon, position it here, and change its sprite to more appropriate one. Since it's a button, let's add a button component to it. Looks fine. Now, on clicking on this button, we're going to open a panel. So let's place a panel. Right click on canvas, UI, and panel. Let's name it skin panel. Let's scale it a little bit. Also add a cross icon so you can close it. Right click on the skin panel, create empty, name it cross icon. In the inspector, let's add a image, change it to cross icon. It will be a button, so let's add a button component. Place it here since most players are right-handed. Now, what we're going to do is to write some code to open and close this panel. And we're going to do it in our game manager. So what a game manager? Game manager is a game object with a game manager script bound to it. So it acts like a central hub for all the main aspects of the game, like starting the game, ending the game, reviving the player, or killing the player. So we're going to write the code to open and close this panel in game manager script. So we go in our script, game manager, double click it, open in Visual Studio. So this is our game manager script. Now we're going to write the code to open and close the skin panel. So first thing we're going to do is to take a reference for our skin panel, which is a game object, and write some code for opening the skin panel. Open skin panel. We're going to take the skin panel and set active true, and in the close skin panel we're going to set active to false. Okay, now the code is done. Now back to Unity. Now back in Unity, if you check the game manager object here, you're going to see that there's a reference now for skin panel. What you're going to do is going to drag the skin panel over to here. Okay, now about the methods we wrote. The open skin panel is going to bound to the skin button. So let's hide it for now. And then select this icon and on click plus icon and drag this game manager over here and select the open skin panel button. Okay, now in our skin panel we're going to bind the close skin panel to the cross icon. Click this plus icon here, drag the game object here, and close skin panel. By default, the skin panel will be closed. So let's test the code. Click it here and close it. Yes, it's working fine. Okay, now in skin panel, let's create an empty game object and name it skin. Change its height and width. Place it here and let's add some border around it to make it more attractive. Okay, and inside the skin box, let's place our default cat skin inside. So I'm gonna add an empty game object named 1 and add our default cat skin. It's 1. Since this whole border is going to be a button, so let's add a button component to it. Okay, now what you're gonna do is to write some code in our game manager that whenever this button is pressed, we're gonna take the image inside the button and assign it to our player controller. So first of all, in our game manager, let's go to our game manager script. What we're gonna do here is to take a reference for our player skin. Let's write public sprite renderer player skin. Okay, and let's write a method here to assign the chain skin to our player sprite. And public void set skin, and it's gonna be an image skin, and we're gonna take this player skin and change the sprite to whatever the skin is passed here. Player skin dot sprite is equal to skin dot sprite. Okay, now back in Unity, inspect the game manager. You can see that there is a reference for player skin. What we're going to do is to drag the player object and place it here. So now to handle the skin selection, let's add a C# script to our skin box. And add a script and name it skin. Okay, let's double click the skin script to open Visual Studio. We can delete that, we don't need it. Let's declare some variables. Public int skin index private image skin image. What we're doing here is we're going to capture the image inside the skin and set it to our player sprite. So we can write a method here, public void skin change. This method will be called whenever the button is pressed. So we're going to capture the reference of the image inside the box by typing transform.getChild 0. Why 0? Because the skin button's first child is the image that we want to capture. So the getChild 0 dot get component. Which component? The image component. Image. Okay. The skin image is here. And now we're going to call the game managers this method by typing find object of type game manager dot set skin this image. Okay, back in Unity, select the skin box. The skin script is attached. Drag it over here and call the skin change method. So our first skin, the skin index is 1. Okay. Our skin box is almost ready, so let's make it a prefab. Control D, 1, 2. Let's drag it over here and here. Let's duplicate all these 3, selecting them all and Control D, dragging them down here. Now the boxes are set. We have got 5 more animal skins here. The cat, the dog, the cow, the lion, the turtle, and the elephant. Okay, now the boxes are set. Let's change the images inside them accordingly. We're going to select the second skin and change it to 2, and the index, let's change it to 2. We're going to do the same for all the boxes. Alright, now the skins are changed. Let's test it out. Let's disable the skin panel at start. And now run the game. Here we are, our skins. Let's change it to the dog one. Yeah. The cow, the lion, the turtle, the elephant. Let's play it. Ooh, ouch. But our skin selection is working fine. Alright, now we have the skins, but we cannot give it all for free. So what I'm gonna do is place a lock overlay over all of these skins. So whenever the user clicks on them, we're going to check if the user has the required number of stars to unlock these skins. Then, after checking that, we're going to remove the lock over the skin. Okay, now right click on the second skin, not the first one, because it will be always unlocked. Right click, game object, name it lock overlay, and spectrum, let's make it an image. I already made a border image, so let's scale it a little bit. Now, right click on the lock overlay, create empty, name it lock sprite. Let's scale the icon a bit. Right click on the lock overlay and create empty. Let's name it cost box. We're going to show the cost of the skin inside this box. Let's place it here. Right click on the cost box, create empty, name it star. Let's place it here. Now right click in the cost box and create a text match pro to show the cost of the skin. I'm going to name it cost, and I'll be using static 5 stars cost for each skin. So you can use it dynamically, but in this tutorial I'll be using static 5. Let's place the 5 here. This lock overlay will be a button, so let's add a button component to it. So now what we're going to do is when user presses this icon, this button, we're going to check if the user has at least 5 stars. Then we're going to remove the lock overlay from the skin. And we're going to do that in the skin script. So let's add the skin script to the lock overlay. Let's open the skin script. Let's declare some variables. Private text match pro stars. Then in the await method, let's get the reference to our stars. What I'm trying to get here is this star count. Stars equal to game object dot find object with tag star count dot get component slash pro text match pro component. I already declared a tag star count for these stars. You can see that here. Now back to the code. Public void unlock skin. Var star count convert to 32 stars to string dot text dot string. If star count equal to 5, oh, we don't need the toString here, it's already string. So if star count is bigger or equal to 5, dot game object. Lock overlay with set active false. We're disabling the lock overlay over the skin, and we're going to reduce the star count by 5. Update the star text to a new star count. And then call the skin change method here for the skins that were just unlocked. Okay, back to Unity. Select this lock overlay and change the index for the skin. And let's add a click event by pressing this plus icon and dragging this skin object here, not the other one. Don't this one. Drag this over here and select the unlock skin function. Let's test it out. It looks great. Now let's add the overlay over all of the skin. Let's make the lock overlay a prefab and copy it over all the skin. I'm going to pause the video and do it. Alright, I've added all the lock overlay over all the skins, and I've also changed the index accordingly for each skin. So let's test it out. You can see the count is also reducing by 5 as I unlock the skins. Cool, now looks great. Let me see this again. We got the locks here, but the unlock process feels a little bland. So let's add some juice to it. Now, select the lock overlay and open the prefab. Now, select the lock overlay and in the animation pane, create, let's name it unlock animation. Save it in an animation folder. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to fade this lock overlay away. So to use the fading, we're going to add the canvas group component. So add component, canvas group. You can control via the alpha. So default it will be 1. Let's record it. Let's click record, add property, select the canvas group, and select the alpha. At 0 second it will be alpha 1, and at 30th let's change it to 0. I'm going to scale it upward too by using the scale property. Rect transform and select scale. At 30th second, let's scale it 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. So it becomes something like this. Alright, looks good. Back in the main project, let's select the lock overlay and we're going to remove the animator, we don't need it. And let's add a component animation component. Select the unlock animation and uncheck the play automatically. Now select the unlock animation, uncheck the loop time, and one more thing to do. Right click on the inspector here and select debug and mark the legacy true. Let's change it back to normal. Alright. Now select the lock overlay, override, apply all. Now let's go into the skin script. In the unlock skin method, comment out this code. Lock overlay .get component, the animation component we just added, dot play, the unlock animation. That's the name of the animation we just made. Alright, back to the Unity and check it out. Nice, but there is a problem here. When you click on it again, the lock is still there, so it's going to play the animation again. So what we're going to do is when the animation is complete, we're going to disable the lock overlay. Select the lock overlay, and when get to the point where the animation ends here, let's add a event here. Okay, we're going to write a method to disable the lock when the animation complete. So back to the skin script in Visual Studio, public void typed lock on animation complete. Transform game object set active false. Back to Unity, select the event key and select the hide unlock method we just wrote. Now select the lock overlay, inspector, and click apply all. Let's test it out now. Yes. As you can see, it's now disabled when the animation is complete. Okay, good. Okay, now we have done the skin selection, we have a problem here. Every time the game is restarted, we lose the track of the skins we have unlocked. So we have to keep the track of the skins. So we have some work to do here. So what I'm going to do, when the skin is unlocked, we will save the skin index in player ref object in form of comma separated string. For example, since our first skin is always unlocked, it will be 1. When the second skin is unlocked, it will become 1, 2, and so on as the more skins are unlocked. Skins unlocked. Okay, this is our plan, so let's implement it. So I'm going to close that and back to Unity. So when the game is started, for the first time, we're going to save the index 1. So go to the Game Manager script, open up the Game Manager script, In the initialization method, let's check it. If player graph dot passkey, let's call it unlocked skins, actually it does not have it, then this means it is first time playing. I'm going to set the player graph dot set string with the key of unlock skin 1, the default skin. So we have this player preference here. So every time the skin is unlocked, we're going to update this key. So go to the skin script in the unlock skin method. After skin change, let's capture the unlock skin inside the array. Skins array equal to player graph dot get string and split it by comma, and we're gonna check, just a safety check, if this index is present in this array. Array dot xoff the skin index is less than 0, then we're going to increase the length of this array by 1 by typing array dot resize ref array dot length plus 1. We are doing that so we can append the skin index at the end of this array. So dot, no dot, dot length minus 1 equal to skin index dot to string. Now the array is set. Let's update the player preference. Name it set string, and let's join all the items inside this array separated by comma. So I'm going to write string dot join all the items separated by comma of this array. It will become something like this, comma 2, comma 3. Okay. Now let's debug it. Debug.log. Okay, back to Unity and test it out. Alright, now it's become 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now it's working fine. Now, we have this track of the skins we have unlocked. What we're going to do is when the game is started, we're going to check which skins are unlocked, and we're going to remove the lock overlay of them. Like, if second skin is unlocked, we're going to capture the lock overlay and disable it. If this is unlocked, we're going to disable it. So let's do this by code. So jump back to the game manager script. In the initialization method, we're going to call a new method. Let's name it skin unlock management. Private void skin unlock management. Now here let's capture what skins we have unlocked. string array unlocked skins. And var all skins is skin panel dot transform. So let me explain what is happening here. This is all the unlocked skins we have done so far, and these will be all the skins we have here inside the skin panel. Let me show you the link. The skin panel holds all the skins we have for our game, and we are trying to access in all of them in our code. So let's declare a loop here for var I equal to 2. I shorten then all skins dot child count I plus plus. You've seen that I started the index from 2 because if you take a look at the skin panel, the index 0 is the cross icon, the index 1 is the default cat skin. So the index 2 will be our starting point. So back to the code. Let's write var current skin equal to all skins dot get child at the index of I, and we're gonna get the skin index in this skin. So I'm gonna write var skin index equal to current skin with get component, the skin script we added to this skin component dot skin index dot toString. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the skin index and find it inside this unlocked skin array. If this skin index is present in this array, then we're going to remove the lock overlay from this skin. So I'm going to write if array dot index of the unlocked skin array, the skin index is bigger equal to 0, then let's get the lock overlay inside the skin. So I'm going to write current skin dot transform dot get child 1, which is a lock overlay, and let's get game object dot set active false. Alright, let's go back to Unity and check it out. For now, I'm going to disable the skin panel and run it. If you remember, we unlocked the first 5 skins, so the last one should stay locked, and the first 5 should be unlocked. So I'm going to click here. Well, it's working fine. Okay, now there is one final thing for us to do, is to remember the player choice of the skin. So when we restart the game, we're going to select the skin we chose last time. So let's go back to the skin script. In the skin change method, let's define a player preference dot set int player skin, and I'm going to set it to the skin index. And I'm going to write a method here, public void skin check. Let's make it private. I'm going to check if player preference dot get int the player choice of the skin, and I'm going to set a default value of 1 if it's not found, equal to this current skin. Then I'm going to call the skin change method, and I'm going to call this skin change, this skin check method in the awake. I'm going to write if transform dot game object dot name is not equal to lock overlay. Then I'm going to call the skin check method. So what I'm doing here, at the await time of the script, I'm going to check if the script is not calling from the lock overlay, it's calling from the skin boxes. Then I'm going to check for each skin and which skin index is equal to the player preference, and I'm going to set that skin to the player. Now, to call this awake method will be called whenever the script skin is bound to each of the skin boxes. So we have to do this when the game is started. So this will be called whenever the skin panel is enabled. By default, it will be disabled, and when the game is run for the first time, we're gonna enable the skin panel for a moment and disable it immediately. So the await method is called. So by default, it's going to be disabled. So what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna go in the game manager. In the initialization, I'm gonna enable the skin panel. True. And immediately after the skin panel unlock management method, I'm gonna disable it. So what will happen here is when the skin panel is active, it's gonna call the await method for each of the skin box, and it's gonna check for the skin index and set to the player skin, and we're gonna hide it immediately. So our purpose will be complete. Okay guys, now the time has come to test it all, to test what we have done so far. So I'm gonna disable all the skins, so every skin will be locked except the first one. Let's go back to Unity. I'm gonna select the player object and remove the default first sprite. Set it to none. So the skin will be whatever selected by the player. So let's test the game. Okay, it's a cat. Now let's open the skin panel. Let's unlock. Alright. Now let's select the elephant skin. Ouch. Okay, now to check if we run the game again, it should be the elephant skin. So I'm gonna stop the debugging, go back to the code, and I'm gonna comment out this line is just for testing. So back to Unity, let's run the game. Voila, it is the elephant. Oh well, I really suck at this game. Well, there you have it, our skin unlock system done easily in Unity. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Leave a comment and like if you liked it, and a dislike if you didn't like it, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Peace out.